Uncomfortable truths. Y'all aren't crazy. We do.
TikTok. Excuse me, sir. This is informational purpose and questioning purposes only. That you, as law enforcement, is trying to divide by race. Oh yeah, when you say that white people don't want to see black people, what white people are you talking about? I don't mind seeing black people. Hey, barbecue all you want. He's talking about, hey, y'all, white people don't want to see black people barbecue. I'm sorry. You live in Atlanta, which is predominantly black. And for the white people that live there, sorry, but Atlanta also is the capital of the KKK and all them Democratic losers that started the KKK. See, this law enforcement officer needs to be pulled off because his racism is showing in this comment. I don't care what color you are. The only time I'm gonna call 911 is if you're committing crimes. Imagine that. Trying to break into my house, trying to unalive somebody on the street, or rob somebody, or jack somebody, or hurt a girl, woman. You know, actual crimes. See, the white people you're talking about are those rich politicians and those rich people that want to live in their gated communities. I don't live in a gated community. See, I have to live with the rest of the poor folks. See, you are dividing white and black, but yet you're not looking at the actuals. Hey, wait. Is that the rich folks calling? Oh, because some poor person, is barbecuing? He's enjoying the food that he's got? Or is it a politician calling? Because a politician doesn't want to see the meager little slaves, as they call them. You know, the people that they want to unalive with these agendas that they're pushing. So, law enforcement, I got a question for you, sir, good sir. What's the 5 parts of the First Amendment? What is the Third Amendment? Rattle off all constitutional rights and freedom. Do you understand constitutional rights and freedom? You're sitting there dividing by race, but do you actually are you the one that's going to tell somebody that's recording you that they can't record? They can't film you? They can't hold you accountable? Are you the one that's going to say that we don't have complaint forms or Freedom of Information Act forms? You know, public records. There's a lot of questions that come to my mind when I'm watching your videos, sir. You're talking about white people, white people, white people. Why don't you talk about the black community that has the higher crime rates in the United States? Oh, they're run by the Democratic Party. Take the cities that are democratically run, and guess what? The crime rate goes up. And guess what? You should be mad at the Democratic Party, not the white people. You should be mad at the Democratic Party for making the system what it is. Yeah. I think you need to educate yourself, sir. Do a simple study like I did. The highest crime rates cities in the United States. And then start looking at who runs them. And then start breaking it down by race. And then start breaking it down by... And you're going to see a pattern. You're going to see a pattern. Democrats and, well, darker natured people. 16% of the population, 55 to 60% or more of all crimes. when you break it down and you actually start looking at the truth per city, per city, yeah, you start seeing the truth. You're dividing us by race. You're sitting here doing what Al Sharpton and everybody else has been doing for years. You're whining and crying about your skin color. I don't care about your skin color. I care about if you're good law enforcement, bad law enforcement. I don't care, or if you're a criminal or thug or whatever. So, good sir, you better start doing some actual research. I know you're law enforcement and you see stuff that I never will see. And I give kudos to that. But I think you need to hold off on the racism right now. Because you're dividing this country by race. And we don't need division right now by race. We don't need to be divided. We got Harris and Waltz that are trying to push communism and socialism. And we don't need people like just following orders from idiots like that, puppets like that. We don't need law enforcement on here trying to divide and talk crap about the American people. Oh, by the way, according to the courts, machine guns are illegal by constitutional rights and freedom, by the way. And guns are legal. You can own guns as long as you're not a felon. But even that is being questioned down in the courts. So, good sir, you better be paying attention to what the courts are doing right now, because it's going to affect your job. You're going to end up doing something that's going to get you in jail, prison, or unalived, or lawsuits, or whatever, because the courts are changing this system this corrupt system that we live in. People are starting to wake up to Freedom of Information Act. People are starting to wake up to First Amendment rights, police accountability, and government accountability, and public records, and everything else. People are starting to wake up, and your job is going to be infected. It's going to be infected by communists, socialists. It's going to want you to push their agenda. It's going to be infected by those people that want to bully and terrorize the American people. You're going to have to decide, who do you stand with, the government or the people? Make your choice. Or do you stand with race hustlers or criminals? Because the race hustlers just want to protect their criminals, because they make money on the criminals. Because the criminals are using their race to boo-hoo and whine and get away with crimes. So who do you stand with? Law-abiding citizen people? People. I didn't say any color, race, or anything in that. People. Or do you stand with the government and all this agenda pushing? Left wing, right wing, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Decide where you stand. Remember, God's watching you. Watching me. Y'all have a good day. And, yeah, learn your constitutional rights and freedom and the actual laws. Pay attention to what the courts are doing. Look up the Bruins decision. Look up all these different court, the Chevron decision, and all these others. They're going to affect your job. Have a good day.